paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers scum. They're one giant death factories keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out.
Well, that is a message that hits home for us. Yeah, we agree with that. Would you agree with that, Sean?
Yeah. I agree with Alex Jones.
Yes. Base Boys approves that message. They're killing us all. And Alex Jones might be right. What do you think, Micah?
Oh, they are 100% putting fluoride in the water. They're trying to turn every single frog gay. We can put money on that one.
I got the documents.
He's got the documents.
He's got all the documents. Well, you're wondering why we started the show with an amazing Alex Jones remix. It's one of my favorites. It hits hard. Alex Jones is looking to be reinstated on Twitter. That would be huge for freedom of speech.
I think it's going to happen.
The man was banned in 2018 for poking fun at Oliver Darcy. And he hasn't committed a crime. He hasn't done anything. And that was under, Twitter 1.0 under Jack Dorsey and his tyrannical moves. So hopefully Alex Jones can be reinstated. Would you guys like to see this and bring Alex Jones back to Twitter?
I would love it.
It's necessary. It's, as Elon Musk says, what's the most interesting outcome?
Exactly.
That's the one that's going to happen.
And maybe this will herald a movement to bring back people like Milo and a bunch of other banned people. I mean,
Fire.
Honestly, I don't care what you say as long as you don't harm anybody, you don't steal anything.
You don't burn down a bunch of businesses.
You don't burn down a bunch of businesses. I mean, even if you burn down businesses, your speech still shouldn't be censored. But, these people are taken off completely just because it goes against the corporate narrative. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to tribute this show to a little bit of Alex Jones, and then we're going to talk about a few other things. We got our conspiracy friend Sean today with us. Sean, glad to have you on the show today, man.
Greetings. I'm glad to be back.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
He's our own personal Alex Jones in our life. He is our conspiracy correspondent, really.
Yeah, they call him Sean Jones. That's his last name. Look him up.
I love you guys.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to be here today. We're going to get into the Alex Jones footage. Again, this is BasedCast 71. Alex Jones has potential of being reinstated. So let's get into the show today. It's going to be a fiery, hot show today. So let's go. All right, fellas. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
This could be a turning point because, Sean, you're a little bit older than us.
Yeah.
You remember Alex Jones from the early 2000s?
Oh, man.
Give us your synopsis on him from the early
Man,
2000s and
I
how
remember-
far you go back with this guy.
I remember Alex Jones back in 2001 talking about, in July of 2001, talking about this crazy Osama bin Laden. And he thinks that somebody's going to attack.
Need to spend $7-8 trillion dollars
God.
hunting down this man in the desert, the armpit of the world. We need to go there, send all of our men, send all of our troops to the Middle East to go hunt down this guy who attacked the World Trade Center.
And this is what Alex Jones has been preaching for years and talking about. It's corporate elites using people to run their narrative and basically put the blame on other groups. And it kind of makes you think that a lot of the hate that we have and the despise that we have for Middle Eastern and jihad groups, not to say that they're not bad. I mean, obviously you've got Hezbollah and Hamas, they're, evil terror groups, but it's all manipulated by the industrialism and by the corporatism. And that's what people need to see because, we put so much blind trust into governments to fight it. And it doesn't make sense to me.
The interesting thing is, I'd love to get your take on this. But yes, our government does fight them, but doesn't our government fund them as well? Al-Qaeda, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean.
Yeah.
Wasn't Al-Qaeda funded by the United States in order to fight the USSR?
It was.
We gave them all the weapons.
And
was.
Israel funded Hamas as well, too, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Israel funded Hamas back in the day to take some of the power away from the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization. They really needed to take some power away from them. And yeah, the Mujahideen, the CIA funded the training of the Mujahideen to fight the Russians in Afghanistan back in the 70s or 80s. It was insane. And now, oh my God, they got all these weapons because we gave them to them. Now they're demonized.
So here it is, what we're getting into. Elon Musk had put out a poll, and yes, we voted yes, but reinstate Alex Jones on the platform. 70% say yes,
Awesome.
30% say no. Now, who the hell is the 30%? You probably... Pfizer, Apple,
Yeah,
Sandy Hook,
totally. Those Sandy Hookers.
those crisis actors,
Yeah. Jiminy Christmas.
or whatever they are. I don't want to end up like Alex Jones. But you know what's really funny about the whole Sandy Hook thing is there was an actual individual, I don't know his name, but he actually wrote a book about Sandy Hook being an entire hoax. Wrote a book, published it, everything.
I've seen.
Man has no litigation against him, no charges, nothing.
100%.
And then literally Alex Jones goes in public and people be like, you did Sandy Hook. You're the one responsible for this. And
Right.
he's literally talked about this before. And that just goes to show you how brainwashed people are by the media and how much they just pay attention to headlines. Because I've talked to people before about Alex Jones. Be like, yeah, I watch Alex Jones and be like, oh God, he lied about Sandy Hook.
Exactly.
And he said all these evil things and, he harassed the parents and all this stuff. And, he's being sued for $1 billion and all this nonsense against this man. And
What
it
do
doesn't
you
make
guys
sense.
What do you guys think about Sandy Hook though? Because is there enough in that to really question the narrative?
I think so.
I know I've never really done enough research on it. All I've seen is the aftermath, because that's before I was involved in politics. That was before I was involved in conspiracy. That was before I was involved in anything. And I've only heard people talk about how, he got it wrong. He got it wrong. I don't really know that much about it because what was this, 2014,
2012.
2012? Yeah, that's way before I got into politics or even understanding how the world worked, how there's a hood pulled over our eyes so that we can't actually see what's really going on. What is behind that? Why?
Well, the guy like Zane was talking about, the guy that was on YouTube, and he had a whole video series. He had books that showed, I saw a video that showed the state of the school, the physical state of the school. Rusted pipes. Nothing was working. There was trees growing through windows. This school was abandoned. And not only that, but I remember seeing these kids that were supposedly dead on the Super Bowl halftime show singing. You could tell it was the same kids. They were just a little bit older. I don't think Alex Jones is wrong. I think he's 100% right, and I don't think that he should be sued.
That's very based. We love it. You know, the show is supposed to be about Alex Jones, not Sandy Hook. So we better, we're
Right.
toting the line. We better be careful.
I think the stories are kind of connected, you know? That's
Yeah.
like literally what he gets in trouble for. That's why I heard that he got off Twitter for.
Right.
There's a lot of reasons why people can say he got kicked off, but I do think it's a really interesting footnote in his life because I've seen him on other podcasts and when he was on the Joe Rogan show saying like, hey, I got it wrong.
I bet YouTube is loving our conversation about Sandy Hook at the moment. We're going for our first strike.
Well,
we got our
what-
first warning the other day.
Well, what Zane said a minute ago, pissing off Oliver Darcy. He did that before any of the Sandy Hook crap came out, so I'm pretty sure that's why he was kicked off of Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, let's play it real quick. We have a little bit of the dollar. It's a longer clip, but we'll play the first little half of it.
Guy that goes around policing and calling for censorship, and then
This is
claims
how we
that
got banned off
Trump's
Twitter, by the
wrong,
way.
there's no censorship of conservatives or patriots.
In D.C.
You are incredibly shameful, man. How are you doing, Alex? You're just look at you. Look, you are literally an anti-American, anti-free speech coward. You're going to go down the history books at the Criminal News Network. This is one of the main people right here who thinks you have no memory, who sits there and lobbies. Show him that sits there and lobbies people to take other news off, claiming they're fake when CNN is the fakest WMD, Gulf Arab state dictatorship funded. Unbelievable. Hey, come on over here, Drew. I want to get this guy on tape. This is unbelievable. I was literally saying I don't see the Criminal News Network here, but indeed we do, right there at the front of the line of the trough, to try to get in there and try to shut down conservative libertarian speech. And of course he comes from the loins of Glenn Beck, the king. I mean, look at those eyes, folks. If you want to see the eyes of a rat.
That right there is what got him off of
Look
Twitter.
at those
That's
eyes.
it.
Look at that.
Eyes Oliver
slobbering
Darcy. I
system.
mean, look at him.
A private corporation
Literal
where
fascism.
literal fascism where they're using our data against us. Of course they're using our data against us. Snowden showed it, and now the government just found a new way to circumnavigate that. They don't monitor us. They use Google, Facebook, Amazon. And go down the list
Yeah.
of all the different companies that monitor us and give all that information to the NSA and to the government and the FBI.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Alex Jones is how he calls out the media and calls out the hypocrisy of these
100%.
people. One of my favorite clips here is calling out Brian Stelter. Now he's over the top a little bit. I love it, but we love over the top here at Base Boys.
Absolutely.
But you look at these media personalities; they literally just it's like they want to just put makeup on and go sit behind a pretty desk with some pretty lighting. I mean, we do too. Sometimes.
Oh, we don't have makeup on. That's our one difference. We're different because Zane did do my eyeshadow before the show, but that's not related to the show.
I only do makeup to cover up the hickeys on my neck. But anyways, other than that, they get up there, they read a teleprompter, and they're just told what to say.
Yeah.
You know, media really needs to change. We need to go towards a point to where it's viewer funded and you say what you want. And that's one thing is great about Alex Jones's platform is with InfoWars is, you know, we saw Kanye West come onto a show, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, "I love Hitler," and you know he just let him talk.
Clip that.
Same. I'll do the same. And then you had Nick Fuentes come on. They didn't disagree. They're not going to clip them they're not going to censor them and shut them down. It's free, open speech, and that's
Right.
one thing that the media doesn't have, and that's one of the main things that we are trying to do with Base Boys Media is we want to grow this into a larger organization where it's all about free speech. Get people on that are the opposition. Get people on that don't agree with us. Get on people that don't believe with what we say, and that should be the beauty of the media. But we don't see that. It's just controlled corporate narrative backed by big pharma, backed by big institutions that hate America. They hate the Bill of Rights. They hate the Constitution. But let's play this clip with Alex Jones going off against the beautiful, lovely Brian Stelter.
It's Brian Stelter. There it is. Oh, my God. I mean, that is a horror movie cover. Seriously, he is scarier looking than It the Clown. I mean, would you let your children anywhere near that psychopath? I mean, that is a psychopath right there. I mean, look at him. God. Oh, I mean, it cries out. Danger, danger, alert, alert. I am a scumbag. I am filth. I am your enemy. I would literally not be able to finish my dinner if somebody walked over and talked to me that looked like these two guys. And I'm sorry. They're not just lying anti-American scumbags that want to run us all on the ground because they're little men. They're pieces of crap. They think they're better than everybody. That's what it's about. It's a spirit of evil, and we must break them. I've tried to do joke photos like this to look disingenuous, and I can make any face I want to. I can't pull it off because the eyes, Chico. It's always in the eyes. Oh my gosh. Oh, hell on earth. He wants to run your life. He wants to control every aspect of your life because he knows he is a cowardly, degenerate sack of anti-human trash. I pledge before my Heavenly Father that I will resist them every way I can. These people are the literal demon spawn of the pit of hell. Look at him. And you know what? He is better than you if you keep letting him run your life. He runs your kids. He runs the schools. He runs the banks. This guy, this spirit, this smiling, leering devil that thinks you can't see what he is. He is your enemy. Period. All the narcissistic, devil-worshipping filth. I see you, enemy. I see you, enemy. 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 You are my enemy. And I swear total resistance to you with everything I've got. Disingenuous, fake, false, broke back, twisted, a defiler, a betrayer, a backstabber, a devil.
Well, you know, do you guys think he's being sensational, or do you think he's being true from the heart when he talks about this? Because I often think that he is a little sensational for views, and I think. Do you think there's anything wrong with that, or do you think he's being sensational? What do you guys think?
Not at all. I think it's a little from column A, a little from column B. He's being sensational, but I think he probably honestly feels this way.
And then secondly, like, why don't we come with that energy? Like, dude, I don't even think I think it's hard to produce. I almost think it is an act because, I mean, maybe he knows something that we don't.
I mean,
are you gonna start?
You are the enemy.
I think it is a little bit sensational, but how is it different than CNN, right? like CNN, I'm so look at all these people who are dying. They had the death count on for a year about how many Americans are dying because we went outside
100%.
and coughed on someone.
100%.
If he's sensational, then CNN should win the Tony Awards for acting.
You will pay.
Yeah. See, he is sensational, but at the same time, he's in the world of complete lies and theater and acting. And so that's exactly what we see there is, yeah, he might be hyping it up, but really, in the face of what's really going on with CNN, MSNBC, when you have people calling for whatever, for masking everyone and stripping people of their freedoms by using emotions to do it, dude. That is what is truly sensational.
100%. And you know what's sad is media back in the day, that was what we would use to keep a politician's feet to the fire. I mean, the media would go after these crazy
turning point, because I mean, everyone was locked away for a couple months, and you know what better things to do than look up weird conspiracies on your phone while you're locked away and not working.
You know when the point was when my mom called me a conspiracy terrorist? It's when I said, Mom, right now with this...
I would agree with her.
I said, Mom, what you're watching right now with this COVID crap is another 9/11. You're watching a 9/11 happen right now, and you need to pay attention to everything. She's like, oh, my God, so many people are getting sick, bro. And I'm like, really? Really?
Is that how she actually sounds?
Probably not.
And so one of the things that I want to kind of respond to, I hope I'm saying it right, Tuck Eck, I hope I'm saying that right, is I think that COVID did wake up a lot of people, but I think what Trump in 2016 revealed is that there is a fight going on.
Yes.
So I think that we're able to wake up once we realize that there was actually there's actually a battle, because Donald Trump came into the scene and we realized we are butting heads because I differ so Like my ideology and my idea of how the world works and how I want to work is so different than Jeb Bush.
My God,
and
that
then
guy.
Mitt Romney, that I finally could then say, hey, there's some things wrong in the world. And I know my awakening happened when COVID did happen as well, because I was just like, let's go Trump. And then till I finally saw, oh my gosh, they're willing to pull out every single stop.
Yep.
They're willing to destroy the world in order to make sure that their kingdom can reign. And I think that is what kind of awoke a lot of people. And so I want to thank our commenter, our comment here, for bringing that up, because I do think that he's right, that it woke people up. I think a lot of people realized that there was actually a battle going on, but I don't really want to get involved in 2016.
Well, I think COVID woke so many people up because they had us in the background, people like us saying, guys, check this out. This is insane. And Richie from Boston, like that guy. I mean, I haven't heard from that guy in forever, but before that came out, he's like, you watch, there's going to be a giant virus, and they're going to make you take an inoculation for this thing. And they're trying to make everybody, they're saying you can't have a job unless you take this shot. And then they're like, well, nobody ever made you get it. Really? Hell yeah, it woke a lot of people up, man.
Well, that's the thing, is you guys know I'm from California. I can argue, yes, they did make you do it. I was about to get fired.
Yeah, dude.
And like first they tried to bribe me, then they tried to fire me, and
Yes.
then like there's no way that someone can argue against a person from California who actually woke up to the system and say, oh, they were never trying to. I'm like, no, I almost lost my job. I almost lost, I told them, you guys can fire me because I'm not doing it.
There you go.
And they ended up not firing me. I was too good. But that's the thing is, yes, where we live now, they may not have tried to do it, but in every other part of America and even the world, most people couldn't travel. People were separated for a long time because they were using their draconian lockdowns, their scare tactics to tell the world, you need to stay inside. We're closing the borders, except for illegal immigrants, because of course they can come in.
Yeah.
And hey, don't worry about what's going on with our money printing. Just don't even look over here.
I think the best thing to come out of COVID would be to see that we can't bow down and we can't submit. And I think we submitted so much during COVID. And I mean, honestly, it's hard to rebel and have any sort of, civil disobedience towards the institutions because they maintain so much power in the United States. I mean, the public health bureaucrats run every angle of the health system. It's hard to escape it. I mean, it's everywhere you look. But that's what we want people to do is, believe in real science and believe in real health. But at the end of the day, when it starts coming from bureaucrats, it's not health at that point. It's technocracy. It's where the experts run the world. It's not where we have representative government. And I think if we had a true representative government, we wouldn't have seen what we saw. We don't have a representative government. We haven't had for a long time. And that's what it's all about. And I think he's going to bring out the tinfoil hat today. Yes.
All right, man. So it's like this, dude. Bill Gates was one of the guys that was trying to force everybody to get this shot, right? Bill Gates' dad was a eugenicist. Like, he had something to do with Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood, like scumbag type of eugenicist. He wanted a genetically superior human, and he wanted to cull the bad DNA. So this guy, I've heard Bill Gates talk about wanting to cull the population, and then this guy's telling me that I have to take this shot that he has. I'm good, dude. No.
I kind of agree with Bill Gates. Have you ever been to Walmart on Welfare Day?
I have.
They need to be cold. Get rid of some of the half that herd, It's bad. Don't go to Walmart on Welfare Day.
No.
Don't go to Walmart at all, man.
Bro.
I mean, it's hard to. It's hard to escape the matrix and escape the corporations that don't support American values or.
Right.
I don't mind shopping at Walmart. I mean, I wouldn't mind shopping at Walmart, but it's like everything is, produced in China. Everything is produced overseas, and it doesn't. We're not producing anything anymore. I mean, this is kind of off topic, but we got to bring back production to the United States and start producing here. There's nothing inherently wrong with purchasing things from China, but
How hard did Walmart comply? Like, how hard did Walmart comply to the World Economic Forum and China saying, well, we just need to have, they need to feel the pinch. They need to feel that there's not going to be everything there that they want. We're going to have these shortages, right, during COVID. How hard did they comply with that? Because they did. They were saying, yes, sir, may I have another, sir?
All right. Well, I wanted to read this comment from Amends because this is
Amazon for selling it because of the fact that Amazon regulates it as a pesticide.
Of course they do.
Yeah, and so they make it harder and harder for people to sell nutrients, because how are we supposed to get our nutrients if all they're giving us is Soylent?
Right.
And that's what the corporations want. They want to maintain their profits. They don't want the people to be free, and they can't produce their profits if that's the case. But I want to get into this next video with David Gergen and Alex Jones. So he was, I believe this was at the RNC in 2005. Alex Jones comes across David Gergen and questioning him about Bohemian Grove and what happens there. So let's play this quick clip.
I'm not aware of any quote like that. Listen, I am...
The Republicans were criticizing you. Oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, "Hey, I don't run around in the woods naked." What did that mean?
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of any quote like that. Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that.
Right.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video, and it's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But it's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really? But we have public officials
I'm sorry, you took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film. And did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them up after.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just walked in.
I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understandings. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual genuinely?
Sir, everything. I don't owe you this comment.
I know. I appreciate
This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you.
We need more ambush journalism.
It's none of your damn business.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do. You're free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're
there, Mr. Gergen."
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders come out here. Yeah,
Do you think
is a 3-pointer? Woo!
Do you think that guy's been to Epstein's Island or
A couple
what?
times.
Oh yeah, is he on the flight log?
Oh,
Who
a couple,
knows?
3 times.
But we love ambush journalism. You mentioned this a second ago. Before we talk about it, you should also check out the one with Luke Rudikowski and Henry Kissinger. He actually encounters Henry Kissinger. I think that's also a really good one as well.
Bet it is.
But yeah, seriously, you got to confront these people, and you got to go out and do it. But you see the ambush journalism now. They like if you go to these events where like a Hillary Clinton is, or like a James Comey, or these tyrannical figures, they're going to kick you out, and they're not even going to answer your questions. You're not going to get anywhere, and that's the thing that we face is the lack of open discourse. You don't get with these people, and that's what they don't want. They don't want you to talk about it. But what is Bohemian Grove? Bohemian Grove is it's the cremation of care. It's like where dark hooded figures, they receive like the ferryman of effigy, which is placed on the altar, and at the end of the ceremony set on fire. It's basically just a Luciferian religious ceremony, essentially, is what it is. Do they worship Satan? Sean, do you know more about this?
Probably Moloch or Baal. I mean, the cremation of care, that's basically to take the empathy that they would have for the people that they're about to screw financially and spiritually and everything else. They take the care and the conscientiousness or whatever that they had, they give a shit, and they put it in that fire and burn it. So they no longer care about these people that they're about to royally bone in their daily lives and their job. They're going to destroy this company, and this guy commits suicide because now he can't feed his family. They're like, ha, 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 who cares, whatever, we got rich.
Sometimes you just got to royally bone them back, you know?
I agree.
I think one of the things that kind of makes it... Okay, here's my thought. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. What's the way that you destroy these global entities? It's exposure. The sunlight will break them down. Like, for example, if we look at Epstein, what finally took him down? Not when he got arrested, what was it, 2004? Yep. It wasn't that. He was out on gallivanting around the country, gallivanting around the world, still running his sex operation. It's the people knowing about it. So that's one of the reasons why I really like Alex Jones and his ambush
love that
journalism, because when people know what these people are up to, when they know that they're worshiping Moloch and burning effigies to ancient gods for their benefit, that is what allows people to really start being awakened to the fact that, hey, there is a global cabal that is running our lives, that's printing infinite money so that they can enrich themselves and benefit at our detriment.
They take that fiat currency, that currency, that infinite money you're talking about. They buy tangible assets.
Yeah, seriously, pioneer of exposing globalism. And you know, honestly, if it weren't for a figure like Alex Jones, not to praise or worship the man at all,
Korea.
Yeah,
we have a whole bunch of bases in Korea. Mm-hmm. We basically finance them to be protected from North Korea and China. But what are they? They're one of our biggest rivals in technology. Why are we protecting our rivals so dearly? Is because we're trying to defend them from China? No. They're having their way with us, and what are we doing? We're just letting them do it. The same thing. I'm not necessarily opposed to America protecting other countries. I'm opposed to us surrendering our dominance. I'm opposed to us paying for their protection and them not paying for us. We do not take that much money when we protect Germany from Russia, the big bad boogeyman. We do not take enough money from Korea when we protect them from all their enemies. We do not get enough money from Israel when we defend them against the whole Middle East. We get nothing. All the American people get is screwed over and over and over again because our politicians have sold us out, not just in globalism's sake, because I'm not necessarily opposed to America competing on a global scale and being able to travel all over the world, but our country has surrendered, basically pulled down their pants and bent over the table for every other country in the world because they give our politicians money.
That's why we call ourselves, call our politicians the cucks, the cuckservatives, the cuckocrats, whatever, because, you know, we're just literally, they're just bending us over and we get to watch them get fucked.
Hey, I got a question. Were we protecting Germany from Russia whenever we blew up Nord Stream 2 pipeline? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend.
I'll leave that one to you, Micah.
That is a good question. I'm going to blame Russia for blowing up their own pipeline and economically destroying themselves. I can't believe they would do that to themselves. And America had nothing involved with that, or Germany.
Okay, well, I'll ask a question you might have a legit answer to. So we see these massive advertisers. So we see Robert Iger and Disney. We see Tim Cook and Apple. We see IBM. We see all these large, you know, corporations that run America pulling out of Twitter because they say that it's not a safe platform yet. They want to sit there and they want to advertise on Facebook and Instagram, where we see a massive lawsuit in New Mexico right now with the massive child exploitation.
Yes.
We see that going on. But they still continue to advertise on Facebook and Meta, which makes no sense. Now, the interesting dynamic is this. If Alex Jones gets back on Twitter, do you think they're going to pull even harder? Do you think they're going to pull even harder to get out of advertising on Twitter? I think it's going to cause even a crazy stir, and I think Elon Musk might be ready to pull the trigger. I'm pretty excited that he's doing this referendum and asking what the people think, and currently we're sitting at 70%. So he gets on Twitter. I think the advertisers are going to go even crazier. And we're also to a point where Elon Musk has even talked about if a lot of advertisers pull out, I mean, are they going to raise the prices of subscription services of Twitter to maintain the thing? Because the big advertisers is what keeps social media running and going at this current point.
One of the interesting things I see that Elon Musk is doing, he's been going after Bob Iger hard. Exactly.
Yes, he has.
He has
Hey,
been,
Bob.
Hey, Bob. Exactly. And so he's been destroying them on X nonstop. Hand me the conspiracy hat.
Here you go. Tinfoil.
Okay. Elon Musk, he's one of the richest people in the world. He could drop $1 billion on Disney stock really quickly. Like
Yep.
he could easily do it. He could get some of his buddies to finance it with him. He could easily join in with Nelson Peltz and the hostile stock takeover that's going on right now. Because there's a giant war at Disney going on with shares where Nelson Peltz is going up against Bob Iger to try to right the ship. Nelson Peltz is actually one of
Wouldn't
Trump's
that be
friends.
interesting?
And so let's say Elon Musk, he buys, I don't know, $1 billion worth of shares. And then now he gets to be able to have enough shares to be able to say, hey, I want one of my own board people there. And part of my stipulation of buying all these shares, helping out Nelson Peltz, because Nelson Peltz has bought, I think, $3 billion worth of shares, and he's trying to get more seats in the board. Elon Musk could clearly say, hey, if Nelson, I will back you with my shares if you reinstate advertising on X.
Fire.
And to me, that is what I think Elon Musk is doing right there, because this is just corporate politics 101, where he's literally about to go up against one of the people who's advertising the greatest. And I think that he could give a kill shot to Disney. He could shoot a round right across the bow of corporate whatever. He could shoot a bullet right across the bow of Hollywood, saying, if you guys remove your advertising, I will take you over. He has FU money. He has enough money to be able to do that. Our government finances him. Our government is enabling him to be wealthier than everyone else because they give him so much subsidies. I think that Elon Musk could be playing a lot deeper of a game, and bringing Alex Jones on and reinstating him would just be an even more interesting dynamic to this. Okay, I'll give you your hat back. I said my conspiracy of the day.
Man, just imagine if Alex Jones, or not Alex Jones, but just imagine if Elon Musk was majority shareholder at Disney.
What are you alluding at here, Sean?
I don't know. Maybe we could actually get some decent Star Wars, maybe some better Marvel. I mean, I'm just saying.
There wouldn't be so much affirmative action put into the movies, and I mean, Hollywood really hasn't put out any good movies recently.
No.
In the last couple of years, I mean,
I heard that
good movie was
Godzilla
made
minus
15 years ago.
I heard Godzilla -1 was awesome. I heard it was the best Godzilla movie out there. I don't know, because they're taking it off of the theaters because it had a budget of like $15 million. It made that back in like a day and a half.
I haven't watched a movie in the theaters in years. Nothing is good out there anymore.
You're exactly correct.
I think the last movie I watched was Batman, just because I'm a huge Batman fan.
Right.
But other than that, there's nothing good out there that they're making. They're giving us dribble. They're giving us slop, and and that's one of the things I hate most about Hollywood right now. Is look at, I'm gonna tie it back into the elites, the globalists, all.
And they don't have open borders. I mean, look at the United States. We are, crime is going up. We're destroying Bureau of Justice statistics, FBI statistics. It was on a downward decline until COVID happened. Now we're slowly going back up with crime and all this stuff. Should we model Tokyo? Should we model Japan? I mean, it's a largely homogenous population. Yeah, they let immigrants in. They let
right.
people like Mike over there.
What would be great is if we could actually genuinely try it, see what happens.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from some of our commenters on this. I'm going to read off some of the comments that they give about what we should do in order to lower crime. But my thought is, yes, Japan is far less violent and far less dangerous, but it's a different culture. It's a different society. And so I do agree with the fact that, yes, it's a homogenous society that has very, very low immigration.
Right.
They don't allow anyone in because they keep their culture protected. They keep their culture isolated, basically. And so I think in a lot of ways, America needs to do the same thing, where we need to protect ourselves, not just from illegal immigrants, but from the cartels, but from the fentanyl from China, but from every single foreign country that's sending their criminals, emptying their jails, emptying every single insane asylum into America. We need to protect ourselves from that nonsense. I do think Japan is different because they don't have any guns there. They are not allowed to own anything. One of the things that makes America uniquely America is our Second Amendment.
Yes.
Our right to defend ourselves is first and foremost the most important thing. I don't think that if let's say we had 100% homogenous society, and then they said, because you have this, now there's no right to protect yourself because there is no crime. I do look at that in the same way I look at Europe, where they say, hey, let's just take away all your guns, let's take away all your rights, and now we can do anything we want to.
Exactly.
Mass immigration, and now if you say anything about it, you get Conor McGregor looked up for a hate crime. And that's one of the biggest nefarious lies that they give to us is, hey, if you have low crime, then why do you need a gun? It's fine. And so I don't necessarily look at America and say, hey, you know, we got problems. I say put a gun in every single person's hand. I say put an AR in every single family's home so that you can protect yourself, because I think we can achieve zero crime if every single man, maybe not every single woman, because I don't trust a woman with a gun.
You got one right behind you there, Micah.
I know.
It's just a paintball gun, folks. Don't get too alarmed.
An armed society is a polite society.
And then what does Mao Zedong say? Political power grows from the barrel of a gun. You know, they want your guns, they want the political power, and that's what it's all about. We, the people, should be defending our land, and we should be defending our territory from the tyranny that plays. And that's what we're all about. We're all about fighting tyranny. Whether you're liberal or conservative, we don't really care about your policy. It's, are you anti-tyranny? Yes. Are you anti-government? Do you want to fight the demons that run this world? And that's what it's all. They are our enemy. They are enemy.
We have the documents.
Or to carry on with what Zane said, what Alex Jones was talking about. 1776 will rise again if they try to take the guns. Mao took the guns. Stalin took the guns.
Hitler took the guns. But yeah, seriously, they take your guns. They take everything else. It's the preceding act of taking the rest of your rights away, and that's what we're all about, is defending American liberties. And you go to other countries, you go to Europe, obviously you go to Africa, you're not going to get much liberty there. You go to South Africa, not much, other than unless you're under Javier Milei. He might be restoring some sort of liberty, and we love that guy. Chainsaw, got to bring the chainsaw out. But
chainsaw in every home.
That's what it's all about. And in closing, we always wrap it around to that. It's all about exposing tyranny and calling out the corruption as it is. Amen. We don't care about your politics. If you're going to live in America, you have to have a homogenous way of thinking. I mean, not so much homogenous ethnicities. We don't really care about that. You have to have the same ideology if you're going to live in a country, and you have to have the same behavior in order for a country to work.
I agree.
And I think we're at a true turning point with a lot of the, immigration and the indoctrination from the institutions, and the fact that people are focused on Hollywood so much and don't really care about American civics. They're not taught about the things that matter. We're at a pretty perilous moment. So that's our duty. You're not going to wake everybody up and save them, but we're going to try our damn best.
So real quick, I got a commenter who just is replying to Zane's comment. F no, deport them all. I love it. I'm with you there, man. I'm with you. Yeah, that's my type of person right there.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to. You just might have to.
Damn it.
But at the end of the day, the message is resist against tyranny, and we are here to, light the torch of liberty in this darkness of deception that we see from all the propaganda. So with that, boys, I am so glad you guys have been here. Sean, it is a pleasure to have you back on the show.
Sean's always awesome to have you on.
Micah, as always, I get to see your ugly mug every day.
You do.
Yes, so we love it. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys could like, subscribe. We have a true social platform. We have an X platform. Go subscribe on X. That's going to be our biggest. X, Twitter, and Rumble are going to be our biggest platforms. You can try YouTube, but we're probably going to get 3 strikes after this show. Because we did talk about vaccines. We talked about depopulation a little bit. We talked about Alex Jones.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen there. But, screw off YouTube. We love you guys. But thank you guys. Like, subscribe, and we will